The latest Pompey news, updates every day from the Pompey Sound news desk.
Adrian Segecic is asked how he sees his game working for Pompey.
Receiving the ball, driving at players, getting shots off, and that energy in the press and work rate off the ball is what I'm about. Maybe people don't expect that work rate from an attacker, but that is a bit of me and what I like to do. I feel like I did pretty well with the physicality. I just need to be smart to get away from defenders and use my stature to my advantage. I'm starting to do that pretty well and I'm working on it. I can keep improving. I think that me and Langy, Bish and Banner, maybe when Murphs is back, I think all of us playing together will be a threat. The more we play, the more we are gelling together. If we can stay fit moving forward, I think we can be a dangerous attack. Twos, I feel both me and the boys can now push on. Now we've got a first win on the board. It was a hard start last year, so this result can give us confidence. We dug in and the lads who came in did that for us as well, flying into tackles. The way we fight for each is unbelievable, and it can definitely take us a long way.
Do we think Segecic has got a Premier League future? We do, don't we? We haven't seen a great deal of him, but what we have seen of him is enough to convince, I think, all but the most cynical of football fans that Adrian Segecic is what they often call the real deal. He can do the lot, and he does it very well. His attitude is terrific. He can be expected to shoot when he might lay the ball off to somebody in a slightly better position than himself. But that's because he's a goal scorer, and I'm not going to use the G word. He's a goal scorer. He wants to score goals. He likes to score goals. He scores goals for fun. He scores goals for the team. He's a goal-scoring, attacking midfield player who can play like a holding midfield player, scurrying around, chasing the opposition down, making a nuisance of himself. He defined himself, didn't he, perfectly well. He likes receiving the ball, he likes running at people, he likes to get his shot off, and he likes to do more than his fair share of covering. What a find, what a steal. We don't know what we paid for him because his contract had expired. We had to pay some compensation to his club for what is described as training fees. In other words, how much did they spend to turn him into the player that he is, and then add a little bit on top of that for profit? And the figure that gets bandied about is £500,000. Well, if he cost £500,000 and Callum Lang is worth 2.8, then I think we've made a tidy £2 million plus, and all he's got under his belt is one league game. This is good business. Oh, but guys, we're not selling him. He's not for sale. No. None of our team are for sale. Thank you.
The BBC sought the views of Pompey fan Tom Chappell after the Oxford game. He writes, "There was a lot to like about Pompey at the Kassam on Saturday. It was a job-done away performance that had every ingredient we've come to anticipate from a John Mousinho side winning a game of football on the road, solidity in the back line, plenty of midfield substance and a real purpose in attack. Even if you were to put his match-winning moment aside, Adrian Segecic had one of the most accomplished league debuts I can remember a Pompey player having for many a season. His footballing diligence and application is sensational, not to mention his ferocity in striking the ball, which we got glimpses of. One league game is a small sample size. However, his pre-season showings coupled with Saturday afternoon's display excite me for his campaign ahead. The returning duo of Connor Shaughnessy and Regan Poole, albeit not error-free, didn't strike me as a partnership 20 months in the making. John Swift demonstrated exactly what he can bring to the table for Pompey. Colby Bishop's surprise inclusion was a welcome one, and I think in part that allowed for Callum Lang to shine as he did. It was only really the closing 20 minutes of the game where Pompey's slender one-goal advantage felt at risk, naturally invoking nervousness heightened by the desire to see the game through. Part of me feels a less well-equipped and prepared Pompey side may well have succumbed to the late Oxford pressure. Mousinho appears to now have his side in a place whereby we can compete from start to finish and emerge with a result befitting the performance. You can enjoy Tom's piece in full. Go to the BBC website.
Yes, it's well worth a full read. It's a fulsome piece. He praises almost every aspect of Pompey's game, and that's good to read and good to hear and good to think about. Because tell you what, let's get a bit carried away. Why not? Why not? We had a rotten start to last season, and although people said that we avoided relegation comfortably, it never felt like that to me. Did it you? Really? I know we had 2 games to spare, but, it was nail-biting, edge-of-the-seat stuff, wasn't it? And we had a great season before that, of course, winning the title. But prior to that, it's been a nail-biting experience being a Pompey fan. So, come on, let's get carried away for a little bit. I mean, maybe the Carabao Cup, whatever it is, will bring us down to earth with a bump. Maybe we'll get turned over. Maybe we don't really care if we get turned over. We've got a league to concentrate on. And the icing on the cake, we say at Pompey Sound, is going to be a decent FA Cup run. End up with one of the big boys at Fratton Park. Show 'em who's around the corner. So yeah, let's get carried away. That was a terrific performance against Oxford. People are going to say, oh, it's only Oxford. You know, Rowett's going to have lost his job before November. That is a possibility, of course, because people lose their jobs in as championship managers right, left and centre, don't they? So it'd be no surprise if he's looking for alternative employment in the not too distant. But we are nailed on. We are strong in every department. We're going to be even stronger when Josh comes back and Marlon's back. And the new faces who are being spoken to at this very minute. And now we can hold up a terrific performance and say, this is the outfit that you're joining. This is what we can do. This is how we want to play. Come and join us. Come and be part of it for a year. Or maybe even come and be part of it permanently. We just don't know. And we won't know until September the 2nd. Because the window goes on until September the 1st. All exciting stuff. It's good being a Pompey fan. Yeah, let's get a bit carried away.
John Mousinho has revealed that Marlon Pack was in line to start Pompey's season opener against Oxford United before a knee injury sidelined him. Pack was forced to watch from the stands as his teammates secured a 1-0 victory at the Kassam Stadium, with newcomer Adrian Segecic grabbing the winner in the 38th minute. The midfielder's absence led to Colby Bishop wearing the captain's armband, while Andre Dezelle and John Swift formed the central partnership in Saturday's match. We were seriously thinking about starting Marlon, Mousinho said. He picked up a knee problem against Brighton under-21s and missed a couple of days training. He seemed fine after that, but then his knee swelled up again this week. Pack underwent a scan on Friday, with results still pending. If he'd been fit, he'd definitely have been in the squad, probably starting, Mousinho added. He felt it slightly on Wednesday, and by Friday's session he knew it wasn't right, explained Mousinho. But that didn't stop him being there for the team. He was right beside the bench at Oxford. That's just the kind of influence he has at the club. Despite Pack's absence, Pompey put in a strong showing. Swift stepped into Pack's usual number 6 role on his debut, with Dezelle playing further forward. Even Zach Swanson made an impact during his brief appearance, impressing with some robust challenges after replacing Swift. Mousinho praised his team's physicality, particularly in defending set pieces. We might be slightly shorter than last season, especially missing Fred in midfield, but the lads really stepped up. They were aggressive and competitive throughout.
They were. Anybody who saw anything of that game knows that. Pompey were extremely competitive. They pushed the referee's patience on a couple of occasions. One or two of our tackles were a little bit headstrong, and we left a little bit behind us sometimes in the 50-50s. But they were no angels either. And there was one moment early in the first half when one of their big central defenders was pulling Bianchini's shirt back very blatantly and got away with it. The referee let play go. He was probably a pretty good ref, wasn't he? But we were pretty good too. What a good start then. To be denied Marlon Pack. Whether or not he would have started is another debate, but his availability would have been valuable. Having him on the bench is very important if we can't find a place for him in a starting 11 from time to time. And being without Josh Murphy and still proving such a threat that we created 4 or 5 proper goal-scoring chances down at the other end, bodes well for the future. Bodes well, bearing in mind, bodes doubly well because we're still thinking of bringing in some more people and getting even stronger. And I love saying it, here we are lying 6th in the playoffs.
Elsewhere, in League One, Cardiff City have made a relatively quiet start in their new tier after relegation from the Championship last season, winning one by a single goal and playing out a dour draw which was decidedly goalless. Their progress is on our radar due to the possible availability of Alex Robertson, who missed both of Cardiff's first 2 games.
Speculation grew that he was being wrapped in cotton wool in order to maximize his transfer value in the event of him being sold. However, it turns out that he picked up a nasty gash on his shin in pre-season, which required stitches. He found time to post a glowing message to Adrian Segecic, which read, "Debut. 3 points. Goal. What a player." Segecic himself commented that he believes Robertson would love to return to Pompey, but that is something that calls for wait and see. In the Premier League, speculation is mounting that Freddie Potts is on standby to be named on West Ham's substitutes bench, at the very least. He started 3 of West Ham's close season friendlies against pretty impressive sides, and played a powerful cameo coming on in the 4th against Manchester United. There's much talk of Potts making the Hammers starting 11 from day one.
Good to keep track of players who've worn the blue shirt, especially when they are as eminent as Freddie Potts and Alex Robertson. Quick pub quiz, trivia question. What have Potts and Robertson got in common? They could, both, play for England. Freddie Potts because he might just be good enough. Alex Robertson because he might also be good enough. But because, and did I dream this, or did, when he was with us, John Messino point out to him that he might be good enough to play for England, and there would be more in that than there would be in playing for Australia, no offence, Aussies. And because of his roots, he could qualify as an England player. So I think, again, please, don't hold it against me if I've got this slightly wrong. I think he withdrew from an Aussie squad rather than risk becoming an Aussie player and therefore eligible only to play for Australia. It's an interesting little tidbit. I will research it and make sure I've got my facts right. And if I haven't, I'll leave it as it stands. Otherwise, I'll redo this piece. Deal?